show you will make some sense. Okay, so if we have a normal straight line, we've got our x1, y1, x2, y2. Now, if we had to do the gradients, work out the gradient, we would use y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay, that would be our normal formula. Now, with calculus, we've got to work out the gradient of this line here. Now, we can't have an absolute gradient because of that little bit of extra. I call it h. Well, it is h, but I call it h is your little bit extra. Okay, so we've got to take that into consideration when we are now doing the gradient. So it's, if you think of throwing a ball, we can't work out the exact gradient of that because it curves. Okay, so we have to work out more or less the average gradient of what that is. Alright, so I've put in my x and y value. Now the y in calculus is referred to as f of x, a function of x. So it's x and then it's f of x. Okay, this here would be x plus h, because now remember h is this slight bit of variation in your gradient. And then this would be y plus h. But because y is called f of x, we call it f of x plus h. Right, so now, if we're finding the gradient of that slope, okay, gradient is still y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. But now y2, remember, was f of x plus h, and y1 is f of x. If you look at that board. Okay. Right, so now x2 is x plus h, so x plus that little bit extra, minus x. So if we had to now simplify that, it would be f of x plus h minus f of x over h, because the x's cancel. And that is called your average gradient in calculus. And we, notation-wise, we call it f, with a little dash, x. Right, so I'm going to start with an example of the average gradient from first principles. Okay, so when we say from first principles, that first principles means that h is going to tend towards 0. So we can't say it's equal to 0 in our actual working out, because it's not equal to 0, but it tends towards 0, meaning it gets more and more towards 0. Okay, so the example that I'm going to give you is, I want you to find the average gradient from first principles of f of x equal to 2x squared. Okay, so now my first step, okay, so you can call this step 1. Is I substitute x plus h into wherever there's an x. So, for example, here we've got 2x squared. So in place of x, I'm putting x plus h. So I'm going to have 2 brackets x plus h bracket.
ምን እንደሚሰራና እንዴት እንደሚሰራ የሚነግረው ራን እንዲሆን
Okay, now I know that my average gradient formula is f dash x equals f of x plus h minus f of x over. This is given on your formula sheet. So I'm just looking.
Computer hardware is a collection of physical elements that constitute computer system ይላቸዋል ስለዚህ እነዚህ ሁሉ ሃርድዌሮች ናቸው ስለዚህ ሲስተም ዩኒት ሞኒተር
it is given on some formula sheets but
speaker headset
it's actually just best to learn it and trust me it is given
በጅምላ ምን ተብሎ ይጠራሉ ማለት ነው
So it is given, but you know what, you're going to do it so many times that you'll know it off by heart. Okay, now the important part is after that, I'm going to put equals, lim, short for limit, as h tends towards 0. If you don't put this down each time, you're actually going to lose a mark with it. Okay, so just get used to writing that now. Okay, so now I'm going to substitute f of x plus h so I'll replace that. Minus f of x is substituting that in, and that's all over h. Okay, now the x plus h is being squared, so rather expand the brackets and do FOIL, okay, because I see a lot of mistakes coming. Okay, so I've got it as 2 bracket x plus h minus 2x squared over h. Then I'm going to say b equals limit as h tends to 0. Okay, then the 2 is outside there. I've done my FOIL. So it would be 2x squared plus 4xh plus 2h squared. Okay, that's that first part. Minus 2x squared over h.
information ወደ ኮምፒውተራችን የሚያስገባልን የዲቫይስ አይነት
a little bit closer. Now the 2x squareds cancelled out, so I've got 4xh plus 2h squared over h. Now this step here, you first have to factorize. So you've got to take out an h first. If you put 0 into h over there, it's going to be undefined. So we've got to first take out the common factor. We'll take that out and we've got 4x plus 2h. Now our final answer, we don't put limit as h tends to 0, we just put our answer, okay, which in this case will be 4x. Now the reason it's 4x is because I've substituted 0 into h, so 2 times 0 is 0. So my answer is just 4x.
የተለያዩ ብራንዶች አሁን ሲመጡ እነዚህ ባርኮድ እና ሪደሮች የሚያነብልን ነው ይሄ ደግሞ ባርኮዶችን የሚያነብ ነው ይሄኛው ጆይስቲክ ደግሞ ጌም ስትጫወቱ ስለዚህ እነዚህ ሁሉ አምኖች ናቸው ኢንፑት ዲቫይስ ናቸው ስራቸው ምንድነው ዳታ መረጃ